She'll be here in a few minutes.
Okay. So we're gonna exit out of here. Oops. Oops, excuse me. Oops, excuse me, sorry. Really quick, I went in there to see Roy Bolga. But there's a funeral going on, so I'm leaving. So I'm not gonna talk about Ray Bolga. But here's where we're at. We adore thee, O Christ, and we bless thee, because of Holy Cross thou hast redeemed the world. Okay, so here's where we're at. We're at the Holy Cross Cemetery. I want to be really quiet. Whoops. Hey, thanks a lot. I'm gonna be really quiet here. And I'm gonna try to get away from this funeral service. I wanted to go over there. I didn't know what people were in there for. Apparently, they're in there for a funeral. And so, just as I was turning on my camera, I was like, oh, wait a minute, there's a casket there. And so I just went ahead and left. Obviously, this is a really beautiful mausoleum. I'm actually here not to see Ray Bolga. I'm here to see John Candy, and I'm trying to find it as we speak. Look how beautiful this is. Actually, I'm in this cemetery to see Bela Lugosi. So this cemetery is not, it's not one of the more famous cemeteries where dead celebrities, mortal remains of dead celebrities are. Hold on, I gotta put my phone away. I know John Candy's in here somewhere, and that's what I came for. But I was looking for Ray Bolga, and I found that. So Ray Bolga, let me talk about that really quick. Ray Bolga was in The Wizard of Oz. He was the Scarecrow. And I just thought, hey, while I'm in here, I'll see if I can find Ray Bolga. And I kind of knew where he was. I'm not sure where John Candy is. I know he's in here somewhere. And that's what I'm looking for, is John Candy. But I'm making another video here in this cemetery of Bela Lugosi, Sharon Tate, and many other people. So the Holy Cross Cemetery is certainly not one of the most famous ones. I would say the most famous person buried here is probably Rita Hayworth, who died of Alzheimer's. Maybe you could make a case for Bela Lugosi. You could make a case for John Candy. I'm gonna find it here, hold on. So I know it's in here somewhere. It's in one of these like cove areas. But here's some of the other people that are famous that are buried here. Dick Buckus, Bing Crosby, Rita Hayworth, and Bela Lugosi and Sharon Tate are all buried really close together. We're gonna go find them. Fred McMurray's buried here. He should be buried near John Candy. And then you know who else is buried here is Jack Haley Jr., who was the Tin Man. Oh, there's John Candy. He's right there. Oh, look. Do you see the Canadian flag on his crypt? There's John Candy right there. And here's Fred McMurray. So if you don't know who Fred McMurray is, he was on My Three Sons, and he was in a lot of, I think, Disney movies and stuff. Maybe like the Shaggy Dog and stuff like that. I'm not positive about that. You could leave a comment and let me know if I'm correct on that. But Fred McMurray was definitely in My Three Sons. He was the father. And there's John Candy right there. And there he is. So I figured I'm here to see Bela Lugosi. But if I'm here, why not come see John Candy? Right there. It says John Candy, born October 31st on Halloween, 1950. March the 4th, 1994 was when he died. He died of a heart attack. It says, in loving memory, one heart and one soul, we miss you dearly. And there's the Canadian flag. Now, one of the main reasons why I wanted to come see John Candy is because he was born on Halloween, as you can see right there. He was born on Halloween. And I knew that. And I thought, man, you know, since I'm here to see Bela Lugosi, why not go see one of the most famous, funny actors ever. Whoops, there goes my phone. That was born on Halloween. And I knew Fred McMurray was buried right underneath him, essentially. So John Candy, you know, for those who don't know, he died of a heart attack in Mexico, shooting a movie, and I don't really remember the name of the movie. I think it was called like High West or High Noon, something like that. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. But John Candy was like, you know, around 400 pounds, and he had a lot of health problems. But, you know, I want to think of John Candy very fondly. And I'm going to walk out of this cemetery so you can see exactly how to find John Candy. So you come here in Culver City, and look at that stained glass window. Blessed are they who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Okay. So when I think of John Candy, I think of all of his bit roles, right? Because his bit roles were like in Vacation. He was hilarious in Vacation. He was also hilarious in Blues Brothers when he was like, orange whip, orange whip, orange whip, 3 orange whips. You know, he was in so many, like, had little parts. And that just like really made the movie, like Home Alone, right? He's not the star of Home Alone. He's just has that little bit part, you know, where they're trying to give the mom a ride home to her kid. He did a lot of movies with the same not the director, but the same writer of John Hughes. I'm doing all this on memory here, but John Hughes cast John Candy consistently in his movies. Hughes wrote Vacation, he wrote Uncle Buck, Home Alone. He wrote all those movies. And I'm not 100%, but I think he also wrote The Great Outdoors, maybe, I think. If I'm not wrong, maybe I'm right, I don't know. But John Candy was in The Great Outdoors. That movie was really funny. He was also in another movie, I'm trying to remember what it was called. Rental Vacation, maybe? Was that what it was called? But John Candy was in a lot of movies. And obviously, he was very funny. And he was born in Canada, of course. And I don't think anybody has anything bad to say about John Candy. And obviously, he went way, way too soon, clearly. And I don't know, I just wanted to come out here and say hello to John Candy. He was only 43 years old. Can you imagine that? 43 years old. But I went ahead and just pulled up my phone here to see the movies that he was in. It says he was in 1941. I love that movie. It says he played Private Foley. Yeah, of course, he was in the Blues Brothers. Oh, yeah, he was in Stripes. Stripes was an incredible movie. He was funny in that movie. I forgot all about it. It says he was in Heavy Metal, obviously National Lampoon's Vacation, Going Berserk, Splash, Brewster's Millions. Summer Rental is what it was called. He was in Volunteers, Little Shop of Horrors. That would have been another movie that he had a bit role in. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I think most people would remember him from that with Steve Martin. The Great Outdoors, Who's Harry Crumb, Uncle Buck, Home Alone, Nothing But Trouble, Career Opportunities. Says he was in the movie JFK. You know, Cool Running, that was one of his last movies. And by the way, Oh, he was in Wagon East and Canadian Bacon. Wagon East might have been the movie that he was making where he passed away. I'm not sure. I think that's it. But he died in Mexico. A lot of people remember him for the movie Cool Running, you know, about the Jamaican bobsled team. I mean, at the end of the day, John Candy is, I mean, he has to go down as one of the top 10, maybe, greatest comedy actors of all time. And he was born on Halloween. So we want to say, hey, John Candy, I mean, he's right there. Just like all that history, and he's just right there. Unbelievable. Think of all the movies he could have been in since, and he just passed away. Now, I'm sorry that I couldn't go over to the Scarecrow's crypt. I didn't know what was going on in there. I thought like maybe it was like, I know it sounds like coffee. I was like, whoa. I'm gonna get out of here. It looks like there's a service about to start. So let me explain how you get to John Candy's crypt. Oh, hey, thank you. Oops. And look how beautiful this place is. Statues everywhere. So right down there is where you come in and you make a right. You go literally right to the right. So you come in the main door, you go to the right, and you can see these little, there's 1, 2, 3. It's the third one from the back, and there's John Candy, right there. Oh, man. And then there's Fred McMurray. So I wanted to say that I really like visiting cemeteries. I like reading about the history of the person. And here's the door. And I really don't want to go back the way I came in because apparently there's a funeral. So I don't want to bother those people. So I'm just going to walk out this way. But this isn't the way you come in. But I'm going to, oh yeah, see, they're lining up over there. They weren't there when I walked in. There was just a handful of people crowding around in there. And I walked over, and then more people were coming in as I was turning on my camera. So I'm going to walk away from the front door. Now, in this cemetery, it's not one of the best cemeteries for dead celebrities, for their mortal remains, but it has Sharon Tate. If you're not aware, that is from the Charles Manson murders. She was murdered by 2 women and a guy named Tex. And I would love to go to the Spa Ranch. So every time I come to Los Angeles, it's usually for Monster Palooza, and I just kind of sort of like quickly dabble and hitting some of these cemeteries. My favorite cemetery in all of Los Angeles that I visited is the one that Marilyn Monroe is in. I've also visited this cemetery that Michael Jackson is in. Now, and in order to get to Michael Jackson's crypt, you'd have to sneak in there. But that one probably has the most like famous dead celebrities. There's another one called Forever Hollywood. I'm going to try to get to that. But right now, we're going to go and see Bela Lugosi, Rita Hayworth, Bing Crosby, and the actor who played the Tin Man is buried right down here. So here, I'm gonna, from really far away, I want to be, that is how you get into John Candy. So do you see this? It's 1, 2, 3. John Candy's right there. So you go in that door, you hang a right, John Candy's right there. All right, so stay tuned to the channel because we're going to visit a couple more cemeteries. Until then.